Beer O'Clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from Green Duck Beer Company. Fantastic brewery. Love their beers. Just yesterday I reviewed a fantastic export stout from them. And I'm back again with their Head Like a Hole. It's like my head. This is their pale ale. 440 milliliter can. 4.8% ABV. New Zealand hops, Ruwaka and Motueka lead the line with their zesty citrus and dank passion fruit vibes. New WHC yeast, Tropical Paradise, brings record biotransformation to the party, contributing pineapple and mango aromas from the yeast. Wow, that's interesting, isn't it? Now that's got my eyeballs on stalks. Now I know this could be something, you know. I know German Weiss beers are kind of led by their banana-y, clovey flavours, which incidentally come from the yeast. I know Belgian beers give off a fruity, kind of estery zestiness, but of kind of like orange and more of a slightly citrus flavour. But pineapple and mango aromas from yeast, this has got me really excited. WHC, never heard of it. Let's get this out into a glass and see what we get. They're based up in Stourbridge in the UK. I think that's how you pronounce it, Stourbridge. If I got it wrong, I do apologise. I met these wonderful brewers at Brew London last year. Had a tremendous time with them. Really good people. We got a 2-finger white head. Good levels of slow-moving carbonation. It's... I'm going to say a deeper amber colour, this one. It's like they've used a darker malt in this beer. It's not kind of like pale malts. But that, again, I don't really mind that because I quite like a cereal flavour in beer. I quite like to taste digestives and oats and biscuits and wafer. I like all of that kind of... It's why I drink beer. I like to taste malt. So I personally don't mind if a beer is slightly darker in colour. I see that as balance. I see a beer as which is slightly darker like this, and it's a bit more balanced, you know, between that kind of malt and then the hops on the back end. A little bit of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass. A little bit of haze. Itchy ear. Let's get the aroma. Ooh, it's got a certain dryness about it. A dry aroma. Very citrusy, but I can tell it's going to be very clinical. A very clinical beer, this one, I think. A little bit of passion fruit, mango, orange peel, fleshy blood orange. What did they say? Pineapple and... They said the aromas, wasn't it? Pineapple and mango aromas from the yeast. Right. Yeah, I'll go with that. Definitely get pineapple and mango aromas. Smells great. Absolutely great. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Yes, definitely malt. Definitely malt. Definitely hops. Definitely hops. It's giving off that dryness, and the aroma is definitely coming through. It's quite a clinical taste to this one. Almost, dare I say it, almost like a Brut IPA, this one. I'm concentrating on the yeast because I'm fascinated by this. I'm absolutely fascinated. I'm concentrating on that kind of pineapple and mango. It's a tutti fruity. It's a bit of a strange kind of feeling, if I'm honest. It's a bit of a tutti fruity feeling. Tutti fruity taste. Pineapple, mango. But it's very dry. Very dry, quite carbonated and dry. Reminds me of a Brut IPA. But it's very refreshing. Very refreshing. There's tangerine, orange peel, some grapefruit in there. It's malty. It's definitely malty. It's definitely balanced. You've got that kind of sweet malt over here. Not a massive middle to the beer. It's not huge, but then you've got that kind of finish to the beer. That little bit of bitterness to balance off that sweetness over here. So sweetness and then bitterness. It's quite, I'm going to say it again, it's quite peppery and spicy and dry. How does it complement the rest of their range, I suppose? I think it's always worth experimenting with different yeasts and hops and malts. It's always worth investing your time in trying out new things, especially being a brewery. Can you imagine being the head brewer of Carling? Right, same ingredients, day in, day out, no experimentation, huge volumes of liquid. It might as well be a cheese factory. The thing is with these much smaller craft breweries is because their batches are a lot smaller, and I mean like incredibly a lot smaller. They can throw things at the wall a little bit and try different things because, okay, some things might stick to the wall and people might love it. There's other things that may not stick a little bit and it might slide down the wall. But that's okay. That's okay because it's a smaller pot of ingredients. Can you imagine Carling? Now, we got a big Carling factory. I think it's Molson Coors or whatever they want to call it. I'm not even that interested in who it's owned by. I know there's a massive, gigantic brewery here in Mega in Wales. And can you imagine if they did some experimentation and they thought, right, we're gonna brew some kind of like Belgian quad or something in this Carling brewery, and then they get it wrong. You're tipping literally millions of gallons down the drain. What I'm saying is that I like this. I don't think I like it as much as I've liked the previous Green Duck beers. But for them to be experimenting and all these small breweries to be experimenting is still putting a smile on my face because that's how you kind of learn and that's how you kind of come across new styles. And like last 10 years, New England IPA, that's going to be around forever now, isn't it? New England IPA. But 10 years ago, wasn't really a thing, was it? Until somebody put hops and malt and yeast into a massive pot and made a New England IPA, and then all of a sudden everybody wants to brew a New England IPA. You know, with a bit of tuning, with a bit of kind of what can they change in this? I think it needs more hops, to be honest with you. I think it's slightly lacking in the middle. So you got the sweetness, then you got that kind of bitter dryness on the back end, but it's slightly lacking in the middle. It needs to be a bit more bold in the middle. But other than that, it's a good beer. It's a good beer. I like the fact that they've tried this new experimental yeast. I'm going to say this is a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. A perfectly respectable, drinkable beer. But I've had better from Green Duck, I really have. That export stout yesterday was just bonkersly good. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!